the right time to actually write. Okay. So naturally, the human mind wants to express itself, and as writers, we write better when we connect our writing with some level of emotion. And if the emotion is really heavy, your writing is more realistic. That's the way I see it, as particularly as a poet. Most of my very best poems, per se, came out of very intense emotional expressions. So I would not say you need the right moment to capture your emotion as a writer. I would rather say write your pain, feel it, and write it.
Thank you very
Because
much.
out of such honest emotional places, you really write your best.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for that succinct answer. Nzeh, someone's asking you from the database. They want to know when writing. Nzeh, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Great. They ask you, when writing non-fiction, is it advisable for it to feel like fiction to the writer? They have two questions actually. That's the first one. When writing non-fiction, is it advisable for it to feel like fiction to the writer? And they're also asking, sentiment versus descriptive ability, which one is more important for non-fiction? So,
sorry, can you?
Okay, the first question is, when writing non-fiction, is it advisable for it to feel like fiction to the writer? And the second one is sentiment versus descriptive ability. Okay, could you answer the first one first in maybe 2 minutes? Are you there, Chinonso?
Yeah, I'm there. So I'll answer the first one first.
Yes.
I do not think non-fiction has. Is there any reason why non-fiction has to sound like fiction? I think so. I'm thinking of this quote by Geoff Dyer.
2 minutes.
I think it's one of my favorite quotes. I'm not interested in creative non-fiction. I'm not interested in literary fiction. I'm interested in great literature. So I do not think it has to sound like fiction. I think it has to sound like non-fiction. As far as it has great literary merit, it has good language, it has good emotional content, and it has something thought-provoking. I do not think it has to sound like fiction. In fact, the point of non-fiction is honesty. Is honesty. Yeah. So basically, I do not think it has to sound like fiction.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that. The second question is sentiment versus descriptive ability. Which one is more important for non-fiction? Sentiment versus descriptive ability. Which one is more important for non-fiction?
So first of all, I do not think they are. I don't think they are mutually exclusive. They are not mutually exclusive. But then again, I like to think that the descriptive ability would always. It's something like it's a go-to for me. I think when I was much younger, I'm still young right now, of course. But when I was much when I was much younger in this craft, like I said, I'm still growing. I used to be so focused on sentiments, on emotion, on okay, it has to move. But I think we also have to be worried about the literary merits, because you can actually read something very moving, but then the language is not in Gen Z language. It's not giving what it's supposed to give.
Okay.
Or the structure is really bad. So I think descriptive quality. I think the person meant style in itself. I'm sort of focusing on style. So I think style over. I think style over sentiments all day. I think sentiments would come when it wants to come.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So whoever asked that question, if you're here, that's your answer. All right. So thank you very much, Chinonso, for that, for those beautiful responses. And thank you to everybody for coming for today's reading. It's a pleasure. Like I said earlier, it's a pleasure to have everyone here in one space. It's the Writers Coachella, and we're happy about it. And we hope, like I said earlier, to make next year's one better. The glitches we had this year will not come up next year, and there won't be such curtains anymore. Like I said, we're recording, and we're gonna broadcast hopefully in the coming days. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Zenas. Thank you very much, Mrs. Wood. Thank you so very much, Nzeh, Bash Amuneni, Ukamaka, Olisakwe, Rutendo, Kyereh, Kwaku, David Hundeyin. Thank you very much for taking our time to be here. Thank you very much to our eminent keynote speaker, Professor. Next year will be better and bigger. Thank you so much, everybody.